Addictions, baby. I love this shit.
I'm what you call a lone wolf. I like to walk alone. I go hunt for the feeling. I thrive out on my own. Look in my eyes, look at the prize, look at the yeah. Heart in my chest, holding my breath. I'm addicted to the game. I am the one they run from. Dead I lie and wait. I do not tremble, do not shake. Ice cold blood in my veins, yeah. The lone wolf is my name.
Wow, what a cage.
Hi, my name is Mike Perry. I live in Northwest Pennsylvania. My whitetail addiction started in 1986. At the time I was 21 years old and I had picked up a compound bow for the first time. I really enjoyed shooting it, but I knew right away that I was going to have to learn how to get a whitetail deer to come close enough to me to shoot it with a bow. So I started trying to get my hands on every bit of information I could to learn about deer, scout quite a bit. I was shooting a lot, so I wanted to be proficient also. In that first year of Pennsylvania that I archery hunted, was 86. I had a buck come in on me, and I got so nervous that and I was shaking so bad that the arrow came off the rest, and I never did get an opportunity at another deer after that. But it really lit a fire under me. I wanted to have more opportunities, so I just scouted even harder and shot more. And when the 87 season came around in Pennsylvania, I was able to harvest a small 8-point buck on the first day of archery season. And I was just hooked from that point on. My whitetail addiction had really kicked in. I'm fortunate that I live about a 35-mile drive either direction, east or west, from Ohio and New York. So since I didn't want my season to end there, I went and bought an Ohio non-resident license in 1987 for the first time. And I actually almost shot a Popignon buck on my first sit in the stand. So my whitetail addiction was strong then, and it has been ever since then. It's my favorite pastime, scouting deer, looking for deer, hunting deer. And my goal for the 2022 season was, like every year, to just go out and have fun. I don't consider myself a trophy hunter. I've been fortunate to shoot a lot of trophy bucks over the years, but it doesn't always work out that way, and I'm fine with it. I set different goals and standards for different areas that I'm hunting in, and I just try to go out and have fun and harvest some deer and make some memories.
It's September 24th, first day of Ohio archery, and I'm sitting on a bean field. It's starting to defoliate in the middle, but these edges for about 50 yards out are nice and green yet. I have cameras on each side of this tree I set up in, and I've caught a couple nice bucks feeding in here, coming right down this edge in front of my cameras. They daylighted quite a bit last week.
"20 minutes left in light. I had a mature buck, one of my target bucks, working his way up towards me, feeding, and unfortunately another deer came in behind me and most likely winded me and snorted, and that was the end of that buck coming out to that field for the rest of the season."
I'm what you call a lone wolf.
How you doing? It's Mike Perry, Whitetail Addictions. October 3rd, sitting in a big grassy beaver dam. This is the part that's drained out, and I sat this yesterday with that hurricane coming up. Get that counterclockwise rotation, and got that northeast wind, and this is perfect for this setup. And so I came here 2 days in a row because there's a lot of people hunting this spot, and in fact, an Amish kid walked in here today with a crossbow when I pulled up. So there's no reason to try and pussyfoot around in here and not be aggressive, because it's not going to get me anywhere. There's too many people hunting here, and I'm on these bucks. I've hunted 5 times and I've seen mature bucks 4 of them. So I'm all around them. Yesterday I had a big mature buck come in here on this trail right underneath me. Only problem was he broke his left side off in velvet. He's a big animal. I bet he's 250 on the hoof. And I got, you know, footage of him walking by me, passed him up. Real big 4 on one side and just 2 points on the other side. It's broken off on the main beam, but I watched a big 10 point about 90 to 100 yards from here get up out of its bed yesterday, and he went off into the woods. I also saw a big one get out of the bed over here on the edge of this. Went last Wednesday. So they're bedding in and around the edge of this beaver dam.
One of the most important things to me is carrying on the hunting tradition to my 13-year-old son Jonathan and my 14-year-old son Hunter. I've been taking them out since the time they could walk to scout, check cameras, look for sheds. They've helped me build food plots, and they've been hunting since they were 7 years old. They've killed a pile of deer over those years, and this year they shot 5 deer between the 2 of them. I was fortunate enough to videotape a couple of those hunts, and I captured my son Hunter's 3rd buck with archery in October, and also got John's archery doe kill on film. There's nothing more gratifying to me than watching my boys grow up in the outdoor sports. From November 5th to November 18th, I really started concentrating on several parcels of PA public land, and I had some really cool encounters, some of which was caught on film, some wasn't. I hunt a lot of thick areas, swampy areas, creek systems, thick apple orchards, and you're not always able to move the camera when the deer shows up out of nowhere, so some of it I was not able to capture. But I passed up some really good bucks. I had a lot of really good action, and on the very last day of the first regular archery season in Pennsylvania, I was hunting a piece of private property, 1 stick high, with my Lone Wolf Custom 1.0, and I had a 17-yard shot with 5 minutes left in the season of a really good PA buck, and somehow managed to shoot underneath him. So that pretty much ended my Pennsylvania archery season, but I know we got bucks to go after for next year, and I consider it as a great success.
November 4th in Northeast Ohio, and I did something that I don't always do. Is I hunted the same stand 3 days in a row, and the reason why is that it's just the place to kill a buck. I mean, I know that this is the place to be. I hunted Wednesday, and I had a Big 10 come through, and I just couldn't get a shot at him at 20 yards. I didn't have a shooting lane. The next day, I had a big one come down through the corn, and I think he saw me move. He ran back in. And then at 11:45 on Thursday, I had I think it was the same 10 from the day before, chasing a doe all through here. So I figured, you know, none of them had wind in me, so I was just going to stay aggressive and just stay right in here. I did scout yesterday in the afternoon and look for other places to put a stand, but I thought with the wind today that this is still going to be the best spot. And at 9 o'clock this morning, a big buck come down through this corn about 28 yards. And I shot him, and there's blood all over the place, so I'm thinking it's a good shot. I haven't gotten down out of the tree yet, but I'm almost positive I got it on video good, so it should be pretty cool. So I'm going to show you the setup here on the buck I just shot in Northeast Ohio. I'm 2 sticks high. You can see 1, 2. I'm using the Lone Wolf Custom Gear 1.0. I'm maybe 10-12 feet. I picked this tree because, well, for one reason, it's on an inside corner of a cornfield. It's getting, you know, a lot of activity. It's this tree has 4 trunks, so, and luckily it has a lot of its leaves, so I'm concealed up here pretty well. And you know, you just don't have to get that high, especially when you have cover like this. I mean, you can see that I had 1 deer see me in 3 days. I hunted this in a row. Okay, this is the arrow from the buck that I just shot here in Northeast Ohio, and just walking here now.
I'm addicted to the game. I am the one that...
When I walked up on my 2022 Ohio archery kill, I felt a great sense of accomplishment. I'd been into the buck since day 1, but as the season progressed, I started to feel like the odds were stacked against me. It had been 70 degrees for 3 days in a row. The farm is being hunted by a bunch of other hunters, and I'm trying to self-film my hunts, which brings a whole nother level of difficulty to archery hunting. But to be able to make all that come together and get a quick, clean kill on video for the first time, self-filming, it made me realize that your whole season can turn around in just a matter of minutes, and hard work always pays off.
The Lone Wolf is my name.
What I did was I set up where the deer, when they come down these corn rows, they follow the rows. So right in the corner, you have your rows that go parallel with the field one direction, and then you have the rows that go parallel with the field the other direction. So when they plant the corn, in other words, they plant the rows, you know, this way along the bottom, and then they go up all the way to the top. And right where those two meet, that's where those deer are going to probably come out in that field if they're walking through the corn. So that's why I was set up there, and 3 days in a row I had good bucks come out in that exact same spot.
This is Andre Quisto from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. I wanted to thank you for watching Whitetail Addictions and ask that you become one of our silent partners by hitting the YouTube subscribe button and following us on Facebook and Instagram.